Oh, there we go. I guess we're live Monday night. Oh, hold on. I'm showing you the mess now. I'll put it back up over there. Yeah, so here we are, Monday morning, Monday night live. Not Monday morning. Monday morning was going with to support a family member in a personal endeavor, and then working with someone who I'm close with on trying to get his mind right. So not only a family member, but a friend helping people out today. So it's been a busy day for me. Um, Turn on reactions. I don't know. No, I don't want to turn that on. That's that thing that was giving me the thumbs up. Let's see, is it going to do it? No. Um, yeah, so it's been a pretty busy day, but here I am, Monday, as always, staying on track again, switching that mindset. And I got a couple things to talk about. Number one, it's going to be overcoming fear, but let's start out and jump up with keeping manifesting simple. Um, it's simply changing your mindset, and like I always talk about an actor becoming another character. That's what you want to do. So when I was getting ready for the bodybuilding show and I was coaching at the same time and I was doing my day job, it's like, well, I'm going to switch to a bodybuilding mentality. I'm a brother, a son, a, a engineer by day. I'm I'm the mystic by night, and like Batman, I'm the mystic by night, and then I'm a bodybuilder. But when I say I'm gonna do a bodybuilding competition now, that has taken over. So it almost becomes selfish in a way because that is a sport where it is a little bit selfish, and I wound up just switching that mentality and becoming what I needed to be for that job. Now that competition's over. Now it's like, okay, flip back. Now you're the mystic again. And the trick is to be able to do that in and out of situations. Like you're spiraling, you're not feeling good, you're feeling depressed, something like that. You need to switch it into you are the mystic. Everything works out in your favor, and you are the one creating your reality. Boom, you flip that switch now. And now, how does that character act? How do you walk, talk, carry yourself? What is your daily routine? It was as simple as because I already knew the bodybuilding background. I already knew what I needed to do for that because I had been in that realm before. I had studied it before, and it was something I wanted to do before. You've watched a million videos on this. We all have, right? We have a goal we want to achieve. So we've already watched every video. We know what to do. Now's the part where you apply it. Be ye doers, not just hearers of the word, right? So now's the part where you become the mystic. You become the manifester. You flip that on. Okay, well, what is your routine? Well, someone who manifests the life of their dreams, what are they going to do? Every night they're going to go to bed in a positive peak state, not giving any attention or fear towards the things that they don't want, and giving all the attention to the things that they do want. You're going to wake up early in the morning, and when you wake up, you're going to be grateful for the things you have and the things you don't have. You're going to go about your day. If you're feeling down, what does someone who manifests the life of their dreams do? They deny their senses that they see, and they only go inward to experience what they want. Boom, now you're there. And you just start going about, and you've become that person who is going to achieve those goals. So that was something I wanted to touch on real quick. Don't let fear fuck you up. And you know what? I'm probably going to repeat these lessons because now I see everyone coming in. I should have waited a minute, but because people always rewatch the lives, right? So I try to jump into the messages right away for them, and I'm forgetting about the people that are here. But we're going to talk about overcoming fear and fears of failure and stuff like that. Because having fear of failure, this is where they talk about eliminating fear in manifesting. If you have a fear of failure, fear, what did we talk about before when we were going over this? Fear is an expecting state. You're afraid because you know something bad is coming. So if you know it's coming, you're expecting it. And fear is using the weapon of manifest. They're not going to call it a weapon, but the tool of manifestation. You're using the tool of manifestation in the wrong direction. So when you're fearing something, you are using it. You are putting emotion and feeling into something, but negative emotions and feelings towards something that you don't want. I got a client for in 25 minutes, but I'll drill up your chat. Tell them what's up, Courtney. How you doing? What's up, champ? How you doing, Bart? What's up, brother? Hey, Nick, good to see you. Good to see you too, John. See Zach. What's up, brother? Good. Glad everyone's coming in. Sometimes I feel like the Monday nights are a little bit more lively than Monday mornings. I mean, even I'm dragging my ass Monday mornings, but I figured, you know what? Like I said, I was starting out busy day, supporting a family member in a personal endeavor of his and getting him on track. I had a close friend go through a little bit of an existential crisis. I think he's on a good path right now, but I give you guys a little breakdown on stuff like that. And it's funny enough, I didn't really have an idea for the the chat today. It was more or less, let me just jump on whatever ideas come to me. I'm divinely driven to whatever I need to say will be said, and it will help out. And the one thing I have written down here kind of goes along with what my friend was struggling with, and it says, when you don't know what to manifest, is one note, but then it says, have fun with life, find hobbies, go out, do art, like whatever. It says stuff that there's. Sorry, I keep this over here, and the rain rained in one day. Do stuff that scares you. So challenge yourself. Do stuff that's fun. Move yourself out of your comfort zone. This is someone like this. It's kind of based off a friend of mine who's just bored with life. Everything's kind of in order. You wake up, the days turn to weeks, weeks turn to months. Time goes on. Now I know, especially in the SP journey, if you're on that feels even worse. That speeds time the fuck up. I mean, think about it now. It's like my life is good with SP, right? That's not something I worry about. But for a long time it was. And looking back now, that's 3 years and whatever time has gone by. And it was like that was a battle for the longest period of time. You got it, you don't got it, you got it, you don't got it. And like all those jerk offs that want to say, like, oh, it took you that many times. It's like, dude, you're on this video for a reason because you ain't got shit. So, and you want to manifest your SP back and you're on here because you don't have it. And you're going to look to me for wisdom. And then you want to make a hate comment and pound sand, jerk off. So anyway, that's the point of it is have fun with life, right? We want to like find a reason, like my friend, he's thinking there's no reason to go on. Like I'm like, don't ever talk that way. Now you guys know my personal story. I've been in that mindset before. So if there's someone who's gonna talk you out of it and tell you that tomorrow's a better day and to live from that experience, I'm the one who's gonna tell you tomorrow's always gonna be a better day. And that everything you've ever written down, daydreamed about, or whatever, it's going to come to you in one form or another. I pieced out my life years ago at 16 years old. I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Sometimes to get that first goal, you have to accidentally wind up finding yourself in another goal first that leads you here and leads you there. And then, like Greg Plitt said this years ago, and if you guys know who Greg Plitt is, he's the fitness model I looked up a lot too when I was younger. Life is not a straight line. It's not a straight arrow. It's up and down. You can't say, okay, once this is complete, then that's going to happen, and this is complete. So you have to enjoy your life every moment, and we're living for the present moment, right? So that's the thing. It's like you have to find a passion or a hobby or something. You can't just sit here. I'm manifesting SP and I'm writing this stuff down. And when he comes back, my life is complete. You need to complete your life now in your own mind. Or if it feels boring, shake it up. Do something that scares you that you've always wanted to do. The bodybuilding thing was always on my mind, but I felt this incredible drive and passion to go do this competition. It was something to prove to myself. And it goes along the lines of what Bashar says, follow your highest passion. If you follow your highest passion, you will always achieve what you want to achieve in life, right? So through that bodybuilding thing, that led me to now having an opportunity to open up my own gym. This could be a long process. I don't want to manifest and say, oh, it's going to take forever, but to do it smart, do it the right way. And the fact that I'm not in a hurry and my financial house is in order for the most part, that I can live without it for now, but also still focus on getting myself to where I need to be to open that gym. And that opportunity would have never came to me if I didn't have this urge to go do the bodybuilding show. And the only reason this one meant so much to me and I felt compelled to do this show is because I felt compelled to do this show because I failed in the past by never making a go at this, feeling like something was missing in my life, feeling like I needed to shake it up. And my passion led me to do that, which in a way, something I had written down years ago, I'm going to open my own gym. That was the way it came in. And all I was doing was just being neutral and happy and enjoying life day to day, looking for opportunities, challenges, and things that will challenge me to be a better man. And boom, that presented itself. So let me see right here real quick. I promised I'd share this live out. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to, I got some other topics written down right there. I'm going to go to the chat real quick. Have done self-concept and self-love, like telling you. Are you asking if I've done that? Have you done, or it just says have done self-concept and self-love, like telling yourself you love yourself and that everyone loves you? I'm barely working on that. Oh, you're asking if I've done that. To a degree, the thing is when you love yourself, it is almost implied that everyone else will love you, because the world is a mirror. It's reflecting what you're showing. So if I'm showing self-hate and self-deprecation, it won't, the natural next thought to that is going to be like, everybody hates me and I'm ugly and I'm horrible and I'm this and I'm that. Like that old friend that I draw that story to, where everything bad happened to him, but it all started in his mind. He is the perfect example of the law. The law is not good or bad. It's like, even when you go to like the Bible stuff, it's like it's, God will give you whatever you ask for. And manifesting is that whatever you're thinking about the most, that's what you're praying for. So if you're focused on how horrible you are and how bad life is and stuff like that, that's you telling the mirror what you are, and that's you focusing in on that, and the world is going to naturally reflect it. So you hating yourself, it's not that big of a leap to say everyone else hates you. So why is it like when you're saying I love myself and I'm really proud of myself and I go and do this challenge now, this bodybuilding competition has given me so much self-love, because it is, you went back. I finished, being realistically, probably in the bottom 3 of that competition. Out of the 12 guys there, I was probably bottom 3. But I walked on in the best shape that I've ever been in my life. I've come back, and like I said the other day, I kind of fucked around a little bit on my diet, but today I hit it again. And even though my diet is fucked around on right now and I'm looking not as good as I did at the show, I'm still looking way better than I ever did. So I walked away with pride and accomplishment, and I feel better. And the impact I made, where it was like, the legendary Tom Platz talks to me for like an hour and a half, 2 hours after the show. Like, I get it, he's a guy who likes to talk. I like to talk, but like the vibe of that conversation, where even Lily's like, hey, he did want to talk to you more. Like, and the guy who won the show is there, and he's just trying to jump in. He's like getting loud. And he's putting on this phony personality just to be able to talk with him. And he would go from that guy right back to me. And it's like locked in here. And then like this guy's kind of standing off to his side. He's going there. So in my mind, I had won that competition, and I had created this motivation and self-love for myself. And the guy who promoted it is the guy who wants to open up a gym. And both of them had pointed out my personality, which at the end of the day, the body is great. And then something I always knew from this industry too, because you have a million guys out there with great bodies, but how many of them actually have a personality that can continue? At the end of the day, like there's like, I'll give you an example. Here's a bodybuilding example that I had studied while going into this. Mike Mentzer versus Arnold in the 1980 Mr. Olympia competition. Mike Mentzer's better conditioned and looks more like a bodybuilder and stuff like that. Arnold had less training time, just kind of like what I did, that was kind of my inspiration. Like, Arnold came from the back, picked it up, and like way behind, and put himself in shape for the show. Was he first place winner? Probably not, but he had the presence of the winner. He walked on stage as the guy with the personality. It's like, there's the actor, there's the confident guy. He's smooth, he's posing with confidence. So his body might not have been right, but the confidence of the posing and stuff like that. And that is what it's judged on. It's judged on size, symmetry, and like it's supposed to be judged like that, but there's always a personality element. And like if you guys were there in the crowd cheering, it would have boosted me up. There was a guy at the show, was a big influencer. He had a huge crowd in the front. And at the end, he took the overall title, which he didn't win the categories. I mean, I don't really know how that worked, but that dude had a huge crowd in the front. So like what the audience does, that impacts the judges' scores, right? So the audience is the world reflecting you. This dude is out there. He has a presence online. He feels like the man. So he's walking out there and he's come with that. And then he's turning the audience who doesn't even know who he is into like, and granted, he had a good body too. So it's like, it's reflecting your self-image. Like the really confident, really good looking guys walked out there with that. I was, like I said, finished in the bottom 3, but I walked out and they said, you had a personality. I haven't rewatched my stuff, but I saw some screenshots of me posing. And I'm like, man, I don't remember smiling like that. It was kind of like something took over. It just went and did it. Just like when I did stand-up, it was kind of like it just went with the flow and you did what you had to do. So that was just a little point I wanted to make. The world will reflect however you feel about yourself. Starting with self-love, it won't be a big leap to jump back to feeling loved and stuff like that. Let me see. I'm going to send this out to someone. Oh, and also this Lily says we'll do a live together soon too. So if you have any more SP questions, it's one thing me pushing to ask questions, but if you guys ask questions, just prepare whatever you want to ask for an SP. Really, there's nothing you need to ask my SP or your SP. It doesn't matter. What really matters is, the result. It's almost like you win a competition, right? Or you win the lottery. Are you asking why you won the lottery? No, you won the lottery. If you get a promotion at work, are you asking why? Maybe you're asking why so you can elevate again. Maybe it helps you somewhere else in life. but for the most part, you're just happy that it happened. Why ask too many questions? Because asking the questions is doubting the fact that you can do it. You guys have any questions right now? I see Courtney's writing. I'm going to read her stuff in a second. I see Zach right there. Okay, sent that out. I know she always asks me to send it over to her. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. We're back on track here. I'm gonna light the cigar and read these comments. I have to fucking. I just look up right now. I see John writes. I have 348 questions. Okay, give me number one of 348. We have 52 weeks left in the year of Monday Lives. Let's divide that. Divide 348 by 52, and we'll get going. See, Jack, just know that the universe loves you and has your back. Exactly, Courtney. You are always in the right place at the right time. Exactly. That was another point I wanted to go to, Courtney, too, because I've been watching a lot of Bashar. See, sometimes I will go to like people who are, in my eyes, better at explaining the stuff possibly than myself. But there's a lot of people here who believe that I'm good at explaining it. But for me, it's like, what new thing can I learn from this person? And if you know me, like Courtney, you talked to me about this the other day. Always giving credit where you heard it. So I've been going with a lot of Bashar stuff. I go from Neville to Joseph Murphy. I was listening to Joseph Murphy like 2 weeks ago. And I just kind of go through it. You want to keep the information fresh in your mind. And I'm not just listening to it or hearing it, but I'm also being a doer of the word, right? That's what we want to do. Not just be a listener, but a doer of the word. So I'll listen to stuff and be like, oh, that's something new. Maybe that's a technique I can implement. When I implement that, I can teach that better. And, it's roughly with the same few techniques. It's creating a feeling, creating a vision, repeatedly seeing, hearing, feeling, or that sensation, creating that inward state to get you what you want. And like I said, there's so many people have all these rules. This will work, that will work, that won't work. You're the ultimate creator of it. You are the writer of the story. And all the ancient texts of everything, from the Bible to all the other ancient stuff, the Stoics, everybody talks about the same thing. As a man thinketh, he becomes. And that's as simple as it is. And the thing is, like, when you want to get out of the fearful state, what does a brave man and brave woman do? What does someone who's like not afraid to put their heart on the line do? What does someone who's not afraid to take on a challenge do? They get up and they do it anyway. They if you want to do, like I said, my example was the bodybuilding show. I wanted to do that. Here's what I have to do. You have to eat like this. You have to act like this. You have to carry yourself this way. You have to pose like that. That's what you have to do. I want to be a coach. I didn't watch what other people did. I knew what they did, I guess, subconsciously, but it's like, I'm going to be a coach now. And I knew what I didn't like because that's evident to me. But the part of it, everything else kind of carried itself. It's like, what are you going to do? If you go back and watch my first videos, I'm unconfident sitting there with my knockoff Johnny Depp fucking goatee. And that's what brought people in. Being honest, genuine, and pure, but feeling that I was in the right place at the right time. Courtney, you were one who pointed this out a while back when I was going through regularly hitting videos right before the competition, probably around April, May. Boom, video. And they're all on point. Sometimes I don't even remember what I was like saying during those because it was just like everything felt on point. I was praying before every single thing that I know what to say, when to say it. Every topic is valuable. Everything works out for what everybody needs to hear at that time. I used to be a showgirl. Anyone can get on that stage and walk in front of the audience, pose, sing, act. I'm already the winner. Exactly, Courtney. Yeah. So whatever you're doing, whatever your art form is, just in life in general, you're in a business meeting, you want to get promoted, even in the blue collar sector. It's like, to quote some jerk off that I know in the industry, like, be an all-star. It's like we're unclogging toilets and bullshit like that and changing light bulbs. But anything in life, if you're passionate about that line of work, be an all-star at it, to quote that idiot's line. Like, you want to, whatever you want to do in life, you will become the best version of it. And it's trusting that deep down the instincts that you need to be in. If you make a mistake, it's not really a mistake. It leads you to learn where to improve and how to become better. And over time, you become so much better that you needed to make that mistake to become better. Otherwise, you would have just been staying in the same spot again and again and again. Our mistakes are what elevate us. Sorry, guys. Had to like that. I grew up with no dad and had abandonment shit. Used to hate myself for the longest. At 19, 20, I started fixing my mind. I'm just fixing the limiting beliefs I have that I'm not aware of. See, Zach, first of all, I'm sorry that you went through that, but I'm glad that that inspired you where you went to work on your mind. See, sometimes the most painful moments that we go through, I have no regrets. There's painful stuff. We all go through our own painful thing. Some people will think that theirs is worse than others. Like, I know my problems are nowhere near like some of the people. Like, I'm lucky enough. I did have my dad in my life. Yeah, did we always not get along? Yeah, did we fight a lot? Yeah, but I was lucky. In the hindsight, it's like I don't trade all those fights and that stuff that happened between me and him because those mistakes that I made in that father-son relationship dynamic are what made me the man I am. Because I wouldn't have learned any other way. Sometimes, I mean, me and Lily talked about this. Sometimes disobeying your parents and running away from home and stuff like that. That is what leads you to becoming the person you are. For you, it's like without those abandonment issues, you learned how to overcome that. You're putting yourself now you've added a little. It's your main journey in life. Maybe that's to overcome those issues. But all these little side quests help you. It's like you want to do this hobby or that hobby, or you want to do a competition of something, or you want to do something to elevate yourself. Right? You're now not hating yourself anymore. You're loving yourself because it's like I did this. This gave me confidence, and you know what? Old me would have never been able to do that. You're competing with other people, let's say like me at the competition. I'm competing with those 12 other guys or 11 other guys. But that's not my main goal. My main goal is every day in the gym, all I could do is beat myself. It's not a boxing match or a kickboxing where I could go there and fight the other guy. Bodybuilding, I think, is a great metaphor for manifesting because in a way, maybe you're competing with a third party or something, but there's nothing you could do other than love yourself and work on yourself. That will get you to where you want to be. This died already. I got carried away with the message. But that abandonment issues and stuff, and you overcoming that and becoming the best version of yourself, Zach, that's going to put you in a place, maybe somebody down the road who hasn't even been born yet, they're young and they're 19 or 20 in 20 years, and you happen to run across them and you could give them that advice. Or my friend who went through horrible anxiety that taught me all the anxiety tricks when he could have overdosed and he didn't. He said, maybe I'm here for a reason. His reason was to teach me. My mentor in business who passed away. He didn't live more than 3 years after I met him, and he was teaching me stuff. But he was around and had that impact on me that somebody passed along to him. And then recently, I've been mentoring someone in my personal world too, is related to people I care about. I've been mentoring him. It's passing it along to the next generation. So that's the positive in your situation. Did it suck to go through it? Yes, but it made you a stronger man in the long run to become who you need to be. 10 times stronger than that person who abandoned you. 1 second, let me relight. All right, let's go with I got the same question as a month ago. Getting everything I asked for, just from someone else. I'm very happy for it. I'm very grateful. Tell me the next Daddy Mystic. Okay. One, you got to be grateful. And I always say this too, and I know it sounds repetitive, and I don't want to be the guy who's like, every time I'm like, oh, well, just do this and not brush it off. Obviously, there's something deeper, and that's what these Monday chats are for. It's me to coach free, which, as you know, I'm discounting it this month for the 7-year anniversary. For all of August, it's 100 instead of 150. But this is the free one. If you got questions, you ask them now because I'm here. And I'm not going to be like, some of these fucking coaches, I don't want to throw shade or nothing, but it's just like, just do this, just do that. I already talked about this. I'll talk about the same thing again and again. When you're ready to accept what I'm talking about, it does burn me out a little bit, but when you're ready to accept what I'm talking about and trust in it, it's not just like, well, it worked for him. Maybe it's not going to work for me. When you're not wavering that way, once again, you're also still giving attention to, I don't have what I want. You're noticing you're getting it from some other source instead of being grateful for it. The point is to be grateful, enjoy it, and live in the moment. Maybe even in that moment, there were times, okay, if you're playing around with the middle and dating somebody in between, wanting an SP, right? When there was another specific person who I didn't really care about, and they knew it was just having fun, and I still wanted to manifest Lily back. Sometimes I'll be laying in bed. Granted, I want to kick this person out or I want to leave this place. But in that moment, okay, I'm using my mind. Oh, this is Lily in bed with me, right? So that's a way you could change it. That's a little bit of advice, a little tidbit right there. But at the most part, be thankful that you're receiving it. Ask yourself, instead of saying, why is this not the exact thing I want? Ask yourself, imagine how, what if this was what I wanted? Like, imagine, like the Neville, wouldn't it be wonderful what if this is what I wanted? How would that feel? And I'll play around with that imaginal thought. Instead, you're getting it, you're experiencing it, you're happy, you're touching on it for a little bit, then that person goes away, or you're not around them, or whatever. Now, all of a sudden, you're like, in those quiet, dark moments, I don't really have what I want. So you're not really grateful for what you have, but you're I'm here. It is what it is. It's nice. I appreciate it, but really, it's not what I want. And you're just repeatedly, I don't have what I want. I don't have what I want. I don't have what I want. And it's like, you might enjoy it maybe for a month straight, but you said the same question as a month ago. A month ago, you're looking up, where is it? And then you get down and you're enjoying, but then it's like lack of patience. Still not here. I'm noticing that it's not here. Nick, where? It is not here. And now I see it's not there. You see it's not there. And instead of, where does it need to exist first before it comes out anywhere? In your mind. As a man thinketh, so he becomes. It's the same thing. You're changing your entire reality. Your reality becomes whatever you think about most often. I'm just kidding about the questions. I know you are. Normally don't have any questions. I already know what I need to do manifestation-wise. Mainly just here to comment and support as always. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Oh, you know what? Let me write a note. Because you did send me an email the other day, and I did read it, and I did not get back to you. Because it's already closed out, so I don't have the notification. Let me get back to you. Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about with the Discord. I mean, you're on there and stuff. I didn't see any problems with that, though. I remember those videos in April, May. Those really helped me, especially these streams. Well, the streams are here to stay, and I'm going to get back into that tonight. I've got a whole bunch of stuff set up. So, Josh, I will be right back on to doing the videos like that. I felt like when looking back, Courtney said it, and I felt at that time that, I don't even know what I'm doing. Sometimes, like, you turn on the camera, you go. And it's like I still have a wind in me, like almost like the spirit is taking you. I'm just going with the flow. I know, like, the spirit of Neville's through me right now. The spirit of Joseph Murphy, the spirit of Jesus, the spirit of whoever through the Bible, whatever, like whatever's coming down and like channeling that fucking amazing what is this? Well, what the hell? That's a manifestation right there. Hold on. I'm talking about the spirit coming down through me, possessing me to talk, and whatever it was that I channeled, put in there. Manifestation that says your payout for Discord is coming, because as you know, it's a paid Discord, and I couldn't figure out how the fuck I'm going to get paid in it. I didn't know how to link anything, like the two things that need to be done. It says your payment is on the way. So everyone who's subscribed and been part of the Discord, I love you guys very much. Thank you so much. And it's funny, I mentioned Discord right now to John, and then that comes in right now. I still never figured it out. So if that shows up in my bank account, I don't know where that money's going to go, because I don't even think I linked it the right way. I remember me and Gary struggled with it. That's going to be a success story right there, because I'm going to check that after this. It's going to take too long to look into now. But I get a text message from that. That's wild, because I'm looking at the money on there. That's probably about what it would be worth right now. That's an instant manifestation right there. And it's written down. I wrote it down on a letter and burned it. Or maybe I wrote it in the manifesting book. But fucking insane. I love it. No worries, I'm good. No, it's okay. I always try to get back to everybody. It's big when you learn to love yourself for just existing. You deserve love, self-love, and the universe love is just for existing. You have inherent worth. Yes, you do, Courtney, and that's the thing. Others will reflect what you want. Now, look, I've got a client that I've been working with for a while now. Well, actually, we haven't worked together for a while, but we're working together for a prolonged period of time. We didn't work together for probably about a month because I didn't really take anybody last month because I was just dialed into the show. We wound up talking today and stuff about setting up more sessions and things like that, right? And in that time, the SP was getting hot and cold and movement and stuff like that. And just trying to keep in. This guy buckled down and he locked in, and it's like slowly. But it's like I disappear for a month and come back, and it's like, oh, I didn't come back, but he came to work with me again. And then like that, in our discussions about just setting up like the way we're going to do the sessions and stuff like that, had nothing to even do with coaching, no advice, nothing was given. We were just talking, catching up, and then that I get a phone call while I'm at the boxing gym. I'm like, who the fuck's calling me right now? And I go and I wind up talking with the guy. The SP calls him, and everything we've been working on, it's like it's going to unfold right now. And I think that was an amazing story. It's like, but we did he had sporadic sessions from probably February on, and that would be February, March, April, May, June, July, and now it's August. About 7 months. So that's the thing. My stuff is taking anywhere from 2 to 10 weeks. I'm not saying that mine is, oh, I'm just good at it and it happens that fast. That's when it happened. But I was willing to wait. I had one point where I said, if it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, this is what I want. And when you do that, it's like, this is what I want, and I'm going to persist in it. And I'm not going to focus on the time. And I'm going to live each day the best I can. I'm going to remove myself from this pain the best I can. I'm going to grow myself mentally, physically, spiritually, every way I can, not because it's going to get me what I want. This is very important. Not because doing these things gets me my specific person or gets me the money or gets me the goal. I'm doing these things because they make me feel good and they grow me as a person and they grow my soul and they make me feel good. That's why I'm doing these. Not because I'm going to get in shape because then SP will love me more. There's a degree of it. I'm never going to lie to you. There's a degree that SP is going to love my body when she sees it again, or when he sees it again, whatever you're manifesting. Like when there's a degree of that, but the main reason you're doing it, that could just be fuel. The main reason you're doing it is because you want to love the way you look. You want to love the way you feel in your own body. That's why you do that. You want to get your money up, not because, SP will love me if I have more money. No, you want to do that because you love how your life feels with more money. You love the results you get from that. You love the process of making it. So it's never about doing the action to get something. That is not it. That is almost the same as like when Neville talks about all these preachers and pastors talking about you have to do this and do this and do this to earn God's love. If God's love is unconditional, it is going to be unconditional. And like Bashar says, God loves you so much, he will support you even when you're hating on yourself. So that's the point. Everything you want, you will get. And you have to realize you're always unconditionally supported. Whether it's good, bad, or other. Oh, no problem, Steve Zach. I'm glad. Hopefully that helped. Got to take a client call. I'll check back later. Yep, Courtney, we'll be here for a bit. I just started this cigar. Maybe I am in fear every time my SP texts me because he comes and goes every time. He will resume texting me after a week, almost a month. That's the spotty behavior too. The hot and cold. Who said it's like you're in that fear. It's like, because now you're getting contact. Instead of being like, I deserve this contact. I've done enough work on myself and love myself that I should be able to receive this. It feels right because who wouldn't want to be texting me this much? But instead, you're more focused on the aspect of he's going to disappear again. He's not going to want to talk to me again because this is just typical him. Now you've assigned his personality. His personality is somebody who does that. You're feeling that in yourself that you now put enough stuff where you're going to feel bad about yourself and feel like you're not good enough if he stops texting you. The thing is, you have to be in the point where whether they come or go, it's like, yeah, you could be sad, you could hurt and stuff like that if they go, but you have to, how quickly can you rebound yourself from it? And this was something that took me. It's like, you have to be comfortable with, okay, if you're going to walk away, you're going to walk away, but truly knowing that even if they do, it's not going to be for long. It's good. They're going to come back. Or if it's something else, that if you want something else and it's like you're willing to let them walk away, but it's like the point is willing to say, okay, go ahead, but knowing that it's not going to be a long-term thing, knowing that confidence in yourself is going to make them want to come back, if that all makes sense. Eric, what's up, my brother? How you doing? So at the end of the day, we want to avoid our fears, because we will manifest our fears, and fears are just negative versions of excitement. Exciting stuff is like you're excited and expecting something good to happen. Fear is you're expecting something bad to happen. Both of them are expecting states. We want to be expecting something good. And in the meantime, while we're expecting it, what can we do to challenge ourselves, to grow ourselves, to have fun, to make life fun and exciting? That's the point of it. To have fun and love your life. Sometimes through discipline, like I did with the show. Sometimes through discipline of getting your money together. Sometimes through discipline of starting a business. All those things require discipline, but it could be fun to you in a certain way. Glad to hear you're doing great, brother. Let's see, what else did I have written down? I did have some other topics here. I got them on the phone. I'm still in awe, though, that stuff came out. The money. I'm going to have to look later on to see where that went. Well, this is kind of another thing, too, but what you seek is what you find, and your life is worth it. Now, these are topics I'm going to do videos on, but I feel like this one's more important because I got a friend going through the same thing. Why is your life worth it? Because it always gets better. Like, look at me. At 19, 20 years old, I didn't think that. I thought this was like, that's it. You're going to be in this union forever. You got to retire in 50 years. You're 19 now. You'll be 62 when you retire. And all you're going to do is this. Make sure you put your money in the retirement account. And it's going to suck, and that's it. And then hopefully you can find a girl who kind of likes you, and then that's it. Then just marry her and die. Like, that's not the life I wanted either. So at that age, I was, like I said, I was looking at them train tracks pretty hard. On my walks home from work, I was in that negative state of mind. But now it's like I'm in a state where I can't even see myself put back in that situation. Do I get down? Do I get depressed and stuff? Does my mind automatically spiral down or feel like panic attacks at times? Yeah, it does. But I've trained myself now where it's like, just like it feels like sometimes, oh, good times never last. Well, bad times never last either. And it's a cliche and bullshit like, oh, well, what's that one where they're like, this too shall pass. It's a fucking cliche and corny as fuck, but it's real. It's like, and for me, the good times stay way longer. And the bad times only stay if you're assigning the meaning to their bad times. They don't have to be bad times. Bad times are just setups for great times. Because sometimes, more often than not, especially when you train your mind to think this way, the bad times are literally like the last thing that slingshots you to what you need. So you could be at a peak happiness and then something comes bringing you crashing down. And it could be very, very difficult. I went through a situation like this the other day, a couple weeks ago. I went from up here, the best I've ever been in my life, to a personal situation bringing me all the way to the fucking ground and thinking like, what the fuck? How do I even spin this one? How do I change it? You start looking, it's like, oh, there's a positive. This came out of it. Now there's this kind of communication over here. Oh, this is how this opens up. There's a million different ways, depending whatever situation you're going through. It's like, oh, maybe your business goes out of business or you lose money. How did losing money help me? I can't see that. Now I can't pay my bills. Oh, if I didn't lose money, then I wouldn't have left this place. And now I'm over here. This place makes more money. I mean, I just had someone the other day do that. And I got a success story too. The young guy that I'm mentoring, he's got no high school diploma and stuff. He like just missed it or whatever. 19, I think he just turned 20. He didn't have a high school diploma, and he really wants a job. That was his greatest desire. So I knew about his desire and told him, before you go to sleep, put it in your head. I'm like, this might sound insane, but he had mentioned manifesting to me a few times. I'm like, okay, I could kind of mentor this guy and help him out. And we had a similar mindset at that age. And it's like, don't get depressed, don't fall into that negative state. So I said, all right, man, go to sleep as if you have the job. Which job do you want? One job stood out to him more than the others. But then there were some other ones that he was just like kind of wanting to take the first thing he gets because he thinks he's not good enough for anything. I'm like, realize you're good enough for that one. So he starts thinking he's going to do that. Then before bed, it was like the day before he went on that interview. And Lily knows of this person too. So I said, let's manifest for this guy. So we're going to sleep and we picture him. I'm like, I picture that we're going to get a message. He got the job, this and that, the next day. And sure enough, I find out the next day, get a message. Guess what? I'm like, I already know what it is, but you have to say it because that's how I visualized it. You got to say it. And then sure enough, got the job. Job that usually would require a diploma, but he got it. And it pays more than the jobs he was looking at. The jobs he was looking at that required diplomas pay less than the one that didn't. Or I don't think it's not a requirement, obviously, because he got the job. But he found something where it didn't really specify if he needed it and got the job. And I'm like, and I just taught him like some mindset stuff where it's like, you're going to elevate through the company. And he's already seeing himself in a certain way where it's like, I have no doubt this guy is going to climb the ladder and do very well here. Despite the education stuff. Now, I did tell him to go get that shit done. But that was something, boom, that manifestation happened overnight. Now, there was a time crunch on it and stuff like that. But it was a relaxed time crunch because, when on some interviews didn't get it, it's like, it is what it is, whatever. I'll go to the next one. But when I see, okay, there's a desire here, you've done so much, you're not discouraged by the failure. Okay, so it's not really failure, it's learning, and it's not even failure or learning. It's just those things didn't work out because they're not really what you wanted. Now you know what you really want. You feel that desire, and you picture it, and how does it feel to have that job? And boom, now he's got it. So I'm happy that was another little success story this week. Not little, everything's bigger, little, or relative. Size doesn't matter, right? But that's another thing that what do you call it? This is another story that I thought that was very helpful. Saw my neighbor's gorgeous daughter. What's this say? Made my day. She looks like a Mexican Megan Fox. Oh man, it's like turning the hotness up on Megan Fox, especially for guys who love Latinas. What was that other topic I was going to talk about? Now you got me thinking about the Mexican Megan Fox. Oh yeah, what you seek is what you find. So if you're seeking a Mexican Megan Fox, you're going to find that. I mean, like I'm making a joke, but I'm not. I mean, I've written down exactly the SPs that I wanted to meet, and I've met those women. The things I wanted to experience with Lily, and I've experienced those things with her. Things I've wanted to experience job related, and I've gotten those jobs. And it doesn't mean you can't change your mind later, because sometimes it's like, careful what you wish for, you get it, and it's like, it's not that great. I don't like this anymore. Well, you might not like what you've manifested. Okay, then you could change it. But you got to experience it. You experienced it in your mind. You experienced it in reality. And then as time goes on, it's like maybe you've outgrown it and you don't want it anymore. Like, for me, it's like, okay, cool. I got the job that I wanted. But it's like now the opportunities come back. It's like, wow, I really wanted to own a gym when I was younger. What's stopping me from doing that? There's nothing. I have the tools at my hands now to do it. So I'm going to do that. Tutu says, how do I get my ex back if there's a third party? I've dealt with this multiple times. Number one thing is to not acknowledge the third party. So I have a little technique that I go through, and I always give credit to where I heard it. Ava manifested that. She's no longer on YouTube as far as I know, but she comes and goes. I had a story about this when I took the motivation and inspiration from her story. So if you could take from my story and from her story, the only thing you need to do is, if you can't get that person out of your head, which I know because I've been there, it's fucking hard. And I'm just giving you the spot where you are. It is hard at the moment, but you can change it. So how do you change that? Well, number one is remove attention from the third party. Third party doesn't matter. If you're dating your specific person or your ex or whatever, again, you're not thinking about the third party, because if you are, that's manifesting them into the reality. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. You're putting attention on something you don't want. That's what you're getting. You're getting more of what you don't want. That's the misuse of the law. So number one is remove attention. Now, Ava talked about writing a note, and that's what I did too, and it's always worked. For me, I feel like whatever I write down, what if I'm clearly better than him? He's a bum. That's the thing. I'll tell you my story. Like, I mean, I don't know how long you've been on the channel. I don't recognize your name from the usual live streams. I don't recognize your name from the usual live stream, but I'll tell you this. You want to compare me to the other guy? He's a fucking bum. The other dude was fucking scumbag, locked up most of his life. I don't want to call it the height thing because there might be short kings in here too, but he was a short king. Not a king. He's a short bum. There you go. Short bum. Then he's not like, if I'm here, and that's especially how I see myself. At the time, I didn't see myself there, because really it comes down to how do you see yourself as well too, man. If you see yourself down on the ground like a piece of shit, then you could have everything on paper. You could be the perfect man on paper, but if you feel that you're garbage, then that bum is the king. The bum is the king if he feels like a king. The king is a bum if he feels like a bum. So taking those terms right there, number one, you got a lot of attention on this motherfucker. Remove the attention. Write a letter peacefully, nicely, burn it, throw it away, put it away, whatever you want to do with it. I burn mine because I like to smoke my cigars, not burn it. Say, listen, this is my girl now. Thank you, whatever. It's good. Thanks for taking care of her. Time's up. Thank she's back. And then I wrote one to my SP. I'm glad you chose me. Sorry you had to go through that pain of that breakup or whatever like that, but I'm here for you. And we're back together. It feels nice. burn that letter. Write one to yourself about how much you love yourself, how great you are, how you forgive yourself for how you made yourself feel over this situation. Because at the end of the day, things in life just happen. How you react to them is their meaning. You could say, thank God I'm rid of this girl and that bum's got her and I'm going to get to say something better. You could have those, or you could go where you are right now. Those are the two different ways you could take on the one situation. Every situation can be interpreted in a different way. So that's what you got to do. Write the letter, remove attention, then picture the life as you go to sleep. Picture an end scene that you want to experience with this, with your ex. How does it feel to be back together? What's something that takes place just after you got back together, right? Where are you? Mine was always like, we're in bed together, we're talking, and every night, the conversation would change a little, but the position would be the same. We're spooning, I'm the big spoon and shit like that. And we're talking, and all of these conversations came to pass, maybe not verbatim, but the message and the feel of the conversation was the same, but almost verbatim too was the creepy part. Not creepy, but just crazy, mystical part, I guess. So everything you want will come to pass, but you have to, where your attention goes, your energy flows. You need to put the attention on that you're a king and that you feel good and that your life is amazing, whether you have this SP or not, whether you don't need, trust me, I've paid for trips, spent a lot of money on trips. I had done, I had spoiled her. I had done all these things, these great things that would be like, wow, that's the guy no girl will lose. But because I saw myself as not good enough here, because I'm like, I'm doing this to get that. Again, we go back to, I have to do this to get that. You can't do anything outside in the real world to manifest the person back. How many times have you seen people argue and then one person say, you know what, you're right. I have never, ever in my life seen one person get in a fight with another person or break up with another person and say, you know what, you were right. Until there was a separation and they went back and they thought about it and one person had changed their visualization like I did and changed their thoughts of themselves and the situation and they moved on from it. Not moved on as like, oh, I'm ready for someone else, but they moved past the pain part into what it would feel like to have it. That's when it happens. That's when it unlocks. That's when everything comes flowing in. It's removing attention. The more you think about third party, the more you think about, oh, if I run into this guy, I'll fuck him up. Trust me, my thoughts were there too. It's like, oh, this motherfucker stole it from me. You know what? I'll whoop his ass if I ever seen him. No, what the fuck? You're not going to get anywhere from there. Because if the heart is there, you believe that, oh, I got to do this to get that. No, that ain't never going to do nothing. Writing letters, sending a million text messages. Oh, this is romantic. I'm making videos. I've done everything under the sun in the 3D world to get what I want with SP. Never worked. The only time it always worked is when I went in my own mind. There's the only way. And you see somebody, there's one person you fell in love with. There's the person who burned you. There's the person I have now. It's the greatest version of all of that. But there's, they go back. And sometimes it feels like there's infinite versions. Just like we've had infinite versions of ourselves. I've had the unconfident version. I've had the depressed version. I've had the king version. I've had the middle of the ground. I've had the mentor. I've had the bodybuilder. I've had the actor, the comedian. I've had every character I could be in every parallel life or universe or whatever. Not to overcomplicate things, but what are you assigning? Who are you? What do you want to experience? That is the only place you need to move your attention. You need to remove it from what you don't want and what you don't like, and you need to place it where you do want it. What's up, H, brother? Manifested my VTX 1800. That's awesome, bro. I'd love to hear that story if you want to write it down. Also, don't look at their social media as well. I know that helped me a lot too. John, great point. Stop looking at the social media if you are. We had a bad breakup. She left me out of anger. I want her to live with me again. How can I make that happen? Okay, so again, what I'm saying is you're putting the attention towards you're putting the attention towards what you don't want. You are still thinking about the breakup. And if it happened, like this is why I said my times where it took to manifest the SP back longer amounts of time, it was because there was a period of like, I'm doing the techniques, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, I'm doubting the law, this and that, because I'm still hurt. Sometimes the wound is fresh. You have to spend all your time self-healing now, being happy with you, realizing that you don't need that person to be happy, complete, and loved and fulfilled. They are a cherry on top of your life, but you are the fucking sundae. You are the meat and potatoes of life. They're the dessert. They're just there to complement your life. They are not the sole reason you're alive. that is something I had to learn. It is something we all have to learn. Is the life is your life, and you're supposed to live it for you in the most positive, productive, loving, spiritual way that you can. But I got movement though, and I'm glad because when he went back to texting me for almost a month, after almost a month of silence, he has changed from being a naughty boy to being decent. I look, what's it called? I look at this part as part of the unfolding. Yes, Hussein, that's what you have to do. You have to look at it as part of the unfolding. Any positive you get, you magnify that. Because remember, again, this is a big point that is overlooked, I think, sometimes. Where your attention goes, energy flows. If you are putting your attention on, if you found that one little positive thing, throw all of your positive stuff on that. Now you're imagining, oh, because this happened, what if this happens now? Wouldn't it be wonderful if that happens? And wouldn't it be, versus you see one negative thing that you don't like, and now you, this motherfucker, yeah, this, and you're fueled by anger and hate and rage and betrayal and fear and depression and self-hatred. That simple, where you're putting your energy is going to show how you are going to react. It is going to change your life. If you spend so much time fixated on one thing with negative attitudes, it will make your life negative. When I went through, before I met Lily, and there was the other chick that I was originally trying to manifest and failing at, you guys know the story. It's like I was so focused on the negative and feeling hurt and anger and depressed and this and that. What happened? From there, I tore my pec. From there, my grandpa's house burns down. My uncle winds up in the hospital. My mom almost dies. My grandpa almost died. All these people in my family, and like in my personal reality, things start going wrong in all aspects. Family, friendships. Obviously, that was the person I wanted to be in a relationship with, so that's already out the window. But because I focused only on the worst of that, my health went out the window. All these things, my life fell apart completely because I was so fixated on one thing. You will become a self-destructive manifesting machine if you are stuck on something bad, because you are going to be manifesting like a motherfucker, a million bad things, thinking, yeah, I deserve this. I'm a failure. I'm a fuck up. I deserve this. You're going to think like that. You have to change it. You have the power. No matter how much it hurts or it's uncomfortable or the 3D or anything tries to change you, you have to say, no matter what, I'm going to make it. I'm going to have my life together. I'm going to be the most positive, loving version of myself and show up for myself. I am going to love myself. If the world isn't going to show it, I'm going to show it to myself, because that's the only motherfucker that matters, is you to yourself. You showing up for you is the only thing that matters. You have to show up for you, and the world will reflect it. The world is a mirror. It is going to reflect the love you're giving to yourself. I can guarantee that. I've seen it a million times with people who hate themselves. The world shows up hating them, and they say, well, I expected that. Well, same thing with people who are positive and loving. Look at that. I told you before. I showed up at the bodybuilding thing and definitely placed bottom 3, and the people who are running it, the judges, and everybody loved me at the end. People talked to me for a long ass time. I mean, friends with a bunch of the competitors, because that's my personality. That's what I expect. That's how I felt about myself. I felt loved, and I felt like I was loving myself. My relationship with Lily was great and is great. My relationship with my mom had grown through the process of that. With my brother, we've become even tighter because we've kind of drifted apart. Every part of my life got better because through that selfish, seemingly selfish, and maybe partially really selfish way of just dedicating all the time to, I've got to get my meals, I got to get my workouts, I got to focus on me. And that time, that was the self-love, that was the self-concept building that made my life great, because I didn't even try to manifest a better relationship with Lily. I didn't try to manifest getting closer with my mom or brother. I didn't try to manifest inspiring other people that kept telling me your journey is inspiring me. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to just focus on getting myself in the best shape for this competition. And the world mirrored that and showed up for me that way. So that's what I'm saying. It all starts with you. Stop paying attention to, oh, third party, it's all over. Okay, then it's all over. You have assigned that meaning that it's all over. He's a bum. Okay, then she loves bums. That's what you've assigned the meaning to. There's a bad breakup. Okay, then it's never going to be together. You have to remove those. How can I get her to live with me again after a really bad? Okay, I'm seeing your comments. You're just repeating them. But like I said, if you have assigned those meanings to it, that's what it is. You have to change it to, this wasn't really a bad breakup. I'm removing attention from the third party. I'm putting self-love into myself. You're going to sleep every night as if she's still in bed with you. How does it feel? You're going to sleep, man, I feel really good tonight. She's still in bed with me. You wake up in the morning, I'm grateful we live together. But you're grateful for everything else. You're tricking your mind. I'm grateful for this and this and this, all the things you know you have. But I'm also grateful that SP is here with me. You go about your day. You're having inner conversation with SP. These are all little techniques that you can try. You have to live in your imagination. If your reality sucks, you would have to go in your imagination. You have to love yourself. You have to live within to experience it without. Everything in this world only shows up after we've thought about it for a prolonged period of time. The exterior world is a reflection of our interior world. The world is a mirror. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Now, that's the best I could explain that at the moment. Got me on a rampage. Damn, this shit's expired. All right, anyone else have any questions? We're coming up on the hour. I think we might cut it off at the hour. And as always, if we got more questions, I'll keep answering them. But there's a quick reminder for the 2-year anniversary of the channel and all the love and support you guys have given me. Like I said, I tried to find a way to give back. It's $100 instead of $150 for the hour session. You know, we usually run over. If you want, I'm doing the monthly coaching. Monthly coaching usually costs $1,500. I dropped it to $1,000. That consists of 2 sessions a week and 2 sessions a week and cell phone access to me, where I will get back to you in a timely fashion through text message or voice messages. And we'll have a session at the beginning of the week, session at the end of the week. But that's the monthly coaching at $1,000. And I'm working on some coaching packages that I'm going to release in September. Just trying to keep all my stuff more organized and make this more like where it doesn't feel like a business, but it's still enough where I could live off it and stuff like that, and where I could run, be able to run this like a business with still keeping that personal touch to it. I don't have any negative thoughts or feelings when it comes to thinking about SP, but sometimes I've noticed it's hard to think thoughts from the end. Yeah, Josh, I mean, like I said, manifesting is the simplest, easiest thing in the world. Oh, let's see, hold on. Every time I think about her, I switch by default to some of my simple SP trying to maintain the state. So, yeah, that's SP affirmation. I'll just say, if you switch to affirmation. So, I mean, you can manifest straight off affirmations, visualizations, whatever it is, getting lost in your imagination. But it's like when you feel like it's not happening, it's probably because you're coming up and checking too much. It's like, I don't have any bad feelings, so why is it not here? Okay, I'm going to go back. Is it here? No, and trust me, I've been there, and it fucking sucks. And you're sitting there trying to, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? It's like fucking putting something in the microwave that takes 2 minutes to make, and after 30 seconds, it's like, I think it's done. Oh, no, blocked still. Well, and then you keep checking, it's going to prolong it, and it's like at the end of 2 minutes, you've opened it so many times, it's not hot as it should be, so you got to close it, and then put the 2 minutes again, and when you wait the proper amount of time, that divine timing shows up the right way. But at the same time, it is always easier said than done. Manifesting, I said, is very simple and very easy, but at the same time, incredibly hard. It goes hand in hand. It's like it's one thing to tell someone something, but when you're on the field, like that's the thing I feel like a lot of coaches forget, and even myself at times too. Where was your mind when you were in that battle, if you even fought it? Because I feel a lot of these people haven't even manifested anything really big. They just know stuff to regurgitate and throw back out there. When you were in the battle, when you were in the fight, when you were in the arena of your own mind trying to solve these issues, where were you when you weren't a coach? What was the feeling? How did you get out of it? It's going back. You're a coach now. You're going back to the days you were on the field playing the game. What would you have done? How is your player or your client struggling right now? And you've seen this before and you know how to get out. What tips can you give them that are similar to what you did but relate to them in a way that they understand? So sometimes I feel like I get a little bit distant from it, but I think, what's it called? The simplest thing to do on this is to remember affirmations work just as well as visualizations and everything else you're doing in life. Whatever technique works best for you works for you. You could use multiple techniques. There's no rules. Remember, you're the one who writes the rules. Stop checking the 3D and expecting, okay, I did all this. Where's it at? Like I said, I had a client. He's waited 7 months for the type of contact that he's got. And it's not like, oh, well, like sometimes you think, oh, maybe you're not a good enough coach or some shit like that, that's why it took so long. Or you think maybe that person's not getting what I said. but it seems like they're doing everything right. They are. The only thing, even you go back to Neville and Joseph Murphy and all the original New Thought teachers, nobody can tell you the time. Everything arrives at its own appointed hour. Are you willing to wait? Is what it's worth waiting for? And how do you enjoy your life in the meantime? Because I know when I say time doesn't matter and other coaches say time doesn't matter, we all know time matters because life, we experience it linearly. But you want to experience that stuff with your specific person now, bring it to the now in the only way you can, your imagination. We've gotten so old and we're adults now and stuff, and we forgot how to use our imagination. Remember, as kids, the floor is lava. That motherfucker, you'd be terrified to fall on the floor if it's lava. Like, as a kid, you saw all that. Playing with little plastic armament as a kid. I remember that looked like Saving Private Ryan, but it's like in my imagination. The realities you created as a kid, that's the same thing you're doing now in your mind. You're bringing that future event of being with the SP to you now and living it, feeling it the best you can. And if you can't, don't beat yourself up. Okay, I didn't get it this time, or I couldn't. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Did you create somewhat of a feeling? Did you feel good for a second? Good. Then you've impressed your mind. You did it. If you felt good, then you did it. You impressed your subconscious. Now go back to living your life. Look, I'm dating Lily now, but what stuff happens throughout the day? She goes to work, I go to work. So when we're separated, I still have to go to work. You still have to go to work. I still got to run a business. You still got to run a business. I got to go to the gym. You got to go to the gym. You know, the SP's still going to the gym. They're still going to work. Same way if you're dating. They're going to be doing their life. You're going to be doing yours. And the quiet times you have where you have your time to meditate, to visualize, to do your SAT session, you sit down and you live those moments because that's your primary desire. The same way, it would be like, oh, well, this is a Friday night and I would usually be with SP. If it feels good to sit home and meditate, or even if you do 20, 30 minutes, then go out with your friends, it's like, wow, I had time to take SP on a date and do this. And time feels longer. Your weekends feel longer. Do you still get stricken with the depression and sadness and feeling of lack while you're out with your friends? Yep, it happens. Not going to lie to you. But it's how you combat it. Okay, cool. I'm a little bit unhappy right now, but center myself. What is this? Oh, this guy's a clown. What's he doing? What are you doing, bro? And be like, oh, this girl wants to talk to me. Okay, I'm gonna talk to her for a little bit. It's not really what I want, but hey, I feel good chatting right now. It takes my mind off where I'm at. But then sometimes you could even put it in your mind, man, SP's at home. We just had that good date, and all that happened was in your imagination. So time does matter. It happens linearly. We're getting older, right? I know that's the biggest complaint. Well, I'm getting older and time's going by. Okay, then change your thoughts and change the fact that you can get anybody you want, then just take the next thing that comes your way. But don't be surprised if that next thing winds up exactly the same way the last thing did. Because someone who is not like your ex will become like your ex. And I've seen that. It's like, wow, I got a new SP. So it was just easier for me to get a new SP, but they didn't do the inner work. Now all of a sudden, this person who they described to me as completely the opposite of that person became that. You're experiencing that version of that person. It will repeat. It happens in cycles. So you have to keep yourself on point. You have to realize that whatever it's the biggest thing. I keep going back to it, but it's where your attention goes, energy flows. If you're paying attention to the worst aspects of it, that's what you're going to get. So if you guys got any more questions, I know we're at the hour mark. I talked about the coaching already. Maybe I'll make another community post too. I'm going to make some videos. Dead tired now. I actually got a session sometime tonight. Still waiting on that one. But there'll be a session later on I got to do. So I think I'll start wrapping it up here. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Well, good. I'm glad to help, brother. That's what I said. If you guys got any more questions now, ask them because we're at the hour mark. I'm going to try to answer everyone's question. Facts. There it is. Hey, George, I haven't seen you in a minute, brother. Good to see you back in. I feel like today was like one of those moments where like the spirit gets you and it's just going. It's like saying all the right things right when you need to say them, knowing what everyone needs to hear at the right moment. So don't worry about your fears. You give attention to your fears. That's where your energy is going. You manifest what you fear. And it's like they even said in the Bible, what Job say? All that I have feared has come to pass. It will. The more you fear it, it's expecting the worst. Excitement is expecting the best. Stay excited, stay happy. Jump yourself out of the time where you are now to a future event with what you want. Stay in that moment, feel that moment, enjoy it. But then remember to go out and live your life with what you do have in the present while still trying to keep that stuff in your mind. Turn that future event into a memory. Bring it to a present moment and enjoy it, then make it a memory. I still remember some of my sessions and how good they felt. Sometimes they feel better than the real thing at times. I'm not saying to get discouraged, though, and think that the real thing is not going to happen. But I think if we got no more questions, we're going to conclude there. Look at that. I'm back on my Monday live. I gave the surprise live the other day. We announced the discounted coaching and stuff. If you want it, the calendar link is at the bottom of all the videos. I'll post it, and in the last community post, I'll post another one today. Probably post a video later tonight or tomorrow. What else I got? I think that's about it. Monday we'll be live again. Be around more often. I know I come and go. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not. Always, but when I am buckled down and locked in, the information is great. How long do you plan to do that $100 coaching session promo? Thinking about booking one and a pay period or two. Josh, I'm going to be doing it till the end of August, but if you send me an email, like if you can't do it till the end of the month, if you guys send me an email too, I'll extend it to like September, because like Josh, I know you've been here for a while too, and you would want to. So send me an email, like if you're going to do it more towards September. So just send me that, and then we'll set it up for in September sometime. But I'll just note, I'll put a note that you're still good for the promo. You're welcome, Jose. John, thank you for the kind words as always. With my cheap ass cigar, I'm gonna have to order some new ones. Thanks, but you're the man. You're the man, brother. Remember that. That's what we got to get. The self-concept. You're the man and the woman of your own life, and you're the kings and the queens. Remember that. As corny as that sounds, but it's true. See yourself that way, and you'll be that way. But I always got to look around to see how to close these out. I always forget. End stream. Why did they make that white? It should be red. So I'll be closing out. I love you guys very much. I'll see you next week, next Monday. Could be morning, could be night. I can't promise that. That's the one thing. Just like manifesting, we don't know. I'll arrive at the time that I'm needed most. That's how we can put the Monday lives. But I love you guys very much. Thank you for all the support as always. Hope this message was helpful. Comment on any of the videos. I'll see it. Send an email. Book a session. Whatever you want to contact me, I'll be around and I'll answer questions and set stuff up for the next live. So love you guys very much. I'm going to get the – skip the ads. So I almost got caught that ad at the end. I was trying to give you guys ads. So love you guys very much. See you next week. Nobody can fuck this up. It's all working out in your favor. See you.